Hey guys, and welcome. I am the Seven Swords, and we are back in Skyrim. And before you think that you've tuned into the wrong episode, this is Sarra. Although she's looking a little, well, quite a lot different, as she has now donned her Imperial armor. We actually haven't seen this before, as this wasn't something that she had worn before. It's also something she hasn't enchanted before, but is now enchanted. To go over it real quick, we have the Imperial helmet, which increases our magicka and our destruction spells. This is just so that if she needs to pull back onto her magicka, she can, although this armor is not necessarily built for that. Her Knight's Cape increases her health and her health regeneration. We're going to notice that her health and health regeneration is buffed heavily by this armor, because she's supposed to be a frontline fighter and supposed to show off her powers as Dragonborn and basically put a good show on for the Emperor's forces. Or the Empire's forces, I should say, since the Emperor is still in hiding. The cuirass itself increases our health by another 71 points and our stamina up by 71 points, making her a little bit easier for her to move around in such heavy armor. She's not used to using this heavy armor again. Then we have some Imperial Knight Greaves. These increase our carrying capacity. Again, it's to help. It's to simulate helping with carrying such heavy armor. Not to mention, it's going to help us have that extra carry weight for the armor that we're currently wearing. And we have on one increasing one-handed skills, as she's going to be using a lot of one-handed weapons for the fighting. The next is her Imperial Knight Bracers, which increase her heavy armor skill, boosting her heavy armor skill up a bit, and also giving her an increase to her one-handed strikes. She's got her usual backpack on, nothing special there. Her silver necklace that she now has on increases her heavy armor skill even higher, but at another 37 points, and her one-handed skill by 60 points, by 60% more damage. Her one-handed attacks are probably going to hit like a truck. And then we have our silver ring, which increases her health again by another 71 points and increases that health regeneration again. Like I said, we're going to see her doing a lot of damage. We've got the stone of the forebearers. I have no idea what this thing does. I'm not exactly sure if um, this thing is even good. So, um, but then we have her tribal mask silver. This tribal mask silver increases her 100 points damage again and increases her health again. As far as her current health points go, we did get a point into this, and I accidentally spent it. I wasn't thinking. I believe we dumped it into Magicka and then put a point into swords for one-handed. Her one-handed skills is up to 89, not being buffed by the thing since that buffs damage straight out. But her heavy armor is up to 125 with no skill points. So that's pretty interesting to see. Everything else should be pretty much the same, as I haven't really touched much of it. Um, I did, while looking through the trees earlier, I did notice, and I kind of wish I would remembered this, but I'd love to get this Arcane Nexus to increase our enchantment even further. And then I have finally found a goal to create a miracle, which we put our heart and soul into the next item that we craft at the Arcane Nexus, placing 3 enchantments upon it at 25% stronger. Try as we might, we'll never be able to repeat this feat. This will most likely be a mask. I will most likely dump this ability into a mask. Um, as I know there aren't any masks in the game that are going to be wanted that she's going to want to wear, as far as I know of. So a mask will most likely be the case, or maybe some earrings. I haven't decided which. If it's the earrings, it might just be they might just go be um, earrings of Magnus or a mask of Magnus. I haven't decided which. But our health is now at 607. It's now the highest of all of our stats. Our stamina is at 501, and magic comes in last at 351. Although we know that this isn't actually true because of how many buffs we have towards our magicka. We are still worshiping Magnus. That's not going to change, and we still have the Astrodox Stone. Again, that is not going to change. I did temporarily I did consider temporarily switching over to the Steed Stone, as that helps with being in heavy armor, but I don't think that's going to matter. I think she'll be do fine in her full heavy armor. But, like I said in the last one, we are heading to Solitude. I considered heading to one of the other places, maybe to Riften to turn in my stuff, but we're going to be going there anyway. We're going to be going back there at some point, but we're going to be going to Solitude today, as it is time for us to join the Imperial Legion. Now, like I mentioned in the last one, she has gotten a letter from the Emperor, or at least from whoever is speaking for the Emperor at this point, basically telling her that she needs to take care of this civil war, and that is why she is here. Why she has dressed herself up to look like an Imperial Knight Commander. Now, she technically is not part of the war, and the game is going to have us join the Imperial Legion, even though we're supposed to be going here for the Emperor. My thought process is basically they want her to prove who she is, since they want to test her abilities to see where she's actually at, and then they want to place her, and then they'll choose what to do with her. But
You should see me when you get bored, stranger.
we're going in to join the Imperial Legion at this point.
I'm telling you, Ulfric's planning an attack on Whiterun.
He'd be insane to try. He doesn't have the men.
That's not what my scouts report, sir. Every day more join his cause. Riften, Dawnstar, and Winterhold support him.
It's not a cause. It's a rebellion.
Call it whatever you like, General. The man's going to try to take Whiterun.
Jarl.
I'm gonna take my backpack off. I don't know why, it just doesn't feel right to wear it, and we don't need its carry weight right now, so...
Balgruf refuses the Legion's right to garrison troops in his city. On the other hand, he also refuses to acknowledge Ulfric's claim.
Well, if he wants to stand outside the protection of the Empire, fine. Let Ulfric pillage his city.
General.
You people and your damn Jarls.
Sir, you can't force a Nord to accept help he hasn't asked for.
If Ulfric's making a move for Whiterun, then we need to be there to stop him. Draft another letter with the usual platitudes, but this time share some of your intelligence regarding Ulfric's plans. Embellish if you have to. We'll let it seem like it's his idea.
Yes, sir.
You Nords and your bloody sense of honor.
Sir.
Something Sarah's had to pick up a little while she's going here. Don't walk away from me.
Are my men now giving free rein to anyone who wanders into the castle? Do you have some reason to be here, citizen?
The Emperor has sent me to fight for the Empire. The Empire has sent me to fight for the Empire.
Fine. Why don't you have a chat with Legate Ricka? I suspect we might have use for someone resourceful like you.
Sir. I've got a good feeling about you, and I don't often get good feelings about anything. A warrior knows to trust her gut. I'm not going to go through the normal process with you. I've got a little test lined up. Pass that, and we'll talk about you joining the Legion.
Let's see what you got. What kind of test?
The kind that evaluates your usefulness during... I'm sending you to clear out Fort Hrogstad. If you survive, you'll pass. If you die, then I'll have no further use for your corpse.
Where's the
The
fort?
ancients built many of the fortresses that
Or
dot
what's
the
at the
landscape of Skyrim. Sadly, most have fallen into disrepair, and nearly all have been overrun with bandits or other vagabonds. Fort Hrogstad is one of the few that remains mostly intact. We're going to install a garrison there, but first, you're going to clean out the bandits that have moved in.
So the fort
Good,
yours.
that's what I want to hear. Now go make it happen, soldier.
I do find this kind of an odd way of them dealing with this. Like, I do get what she's going at here. It's like, you're not really the normal soldier, so... You're not go. That is actually quite true. You're not going to be you're not the usual soldier, so... Here's how we're going to handle this. Um, yeah, I misspoke there where I was like, I've come to I've come on the behalf of the Emperor to fight because the Emperor is gone. So I do have to say I like this armor. I do know that there is going to be a champion's armor I can eventually get in the war. I've never actually seen it myself, as it's part of the DLC content that I've never actually enjoyed. Oh, speaking of which, on or off during in between episodes, I went on a selling trip again, ran around all the sold a bunch of items. Accidentally talked to Kodlak at the Skyforge in Whiterun, and he basically gave me not Kodlak, Yorlin. Yorlin Greymane at the Skyforge. He mentioned Kodlak's death kind of awakened the Forge and gave it new stuff. Basically, we can forge ancient armor there if we have the smithing skill. I'm not sure if I need the smithing skill, but yeah. Um, I don't plan on doing anything with it. It's um, not that big of a deal to me. So, for now, I'm just going to ignore it. I might try to craft some stuff there. I know that there's a rare item you can craft there. There's a single item that you can get. There's an item that you can get there that's like nowhere else in Skyrim does it exist. We're gonna be doing the war until they stop giving us orders. Once they tell us to go check out the camps, we're gonna then start to kind of go on our own way. Probably go get our equipment back. We might keep the armor on us just in case we need it, but we're probably not going to wear it all the time. Sarah will be using it mostly for when she's trying to put up a good show for the forces. She might switch into it every once in a while, depending on what the mission is, but this will be her go-to if she's doing something for the military that is a direct must fight for the military. I also know that there's a point in this that you can switch sides. I'm not going to. Obviously, Sarah has joined the Imperials, and she plans on fighting for the Imperials the entire time. There will be nothing that can sway her from one side to the other. She basically controls the Empire, so the Empire winning this war is the best course of action in her mind. If she was trying to take over, she probably would weaken it and then take over and then put Skyrim back together later. But she's already taken over the Empire, so why make her life difficult? As far as what I will be using as equipment, this is like I said, this is the armor I'm going to be using, the sword I'm going to be using. I was wanting a shield, but I couldn't find one that I liked, and there's no Imperial shield that I had. I know there are Imperial shields. If she gets an Imperial shield, she might use it eventually. If the Champion's armor has a shield, we might use that shield. Depending on what the Champion's armor is, we might use it, we might not. It all depends on what it is, what it's, if it's enchanted, what its enchantments are. I like these enchantments because these are good for Sarah's, because she's going from being a very powerful mage to suddenly she is fighting on the front lines as a warrior. She's going to need the buffs of her enchantments in order to handle fighting on the front lines. There is kind of a weirdity to her having this armor and weapons, because obviously it's a situation of like, where did she get the armor? Storyline wise, she probably could say that she got it from the Empire, that she's one of the soldiers of the Empire sent north. That's kind of her thought process. They're not entirely sure about that, so they're gonna send her and to take care of the stuff. Go ahead and still use Magicka. We have our Magicka, so I don't see why we wouldn't use Magicka. I mostly don't want to use Magicka because of the fact I want to have the option not to use Magicka, just because of the fact that with it is going to be interesting to see us take some damage to see how quickly our health comes back, because as we can see, our health bar is already recovering faster than normal. thanks to all the buffs I have from my enchantments. Oh yeah, speaking of which, we might as well do this. I mentioned that we're going to do this quite a lot, so...
Door!
Oh, wrong button. Or, not wrong button, didn't hold the button down long enough.
Door? Not here!
The free air of Fus at long last. As promised, I now teach you the first word of soul tearing. Re. The essence of your enemy's life force.
Yeah, eventually he gives us a word of soul tear each time we summon it. And he will fight for us. As you can see, he's fighting for us. He'll summon skeletons, he'll fly around like a dragon. He's a great used to have. We'll be using him a lot. Let him deal with the outside here. We'll head inside. I could have used that hammer that I found at the fort now that I think about it.
Someone...
Wouldn't have been a bad option. Wouldn't have been a great option either, but... Not a bad enchantment on it.
Now your mom...
I don't know if I showed the sword. I think I did. I don't remember if I did. If I didn't, let's go ahead and show the sword real quick. Just a normal steel sword with an enchantment that does frost damage to and health and absorbs health. I thought about not enchanting it because enchanted weapons require you to give them soul gems. So I thought maybe give it a enchantment of soul tearing and then damage. But I ended up going with just a normal sword with health absorption for a little bit more health, for a little bit more healing, and frost because, well, they're the Dragonborn of the North, so I always feel like they should do something with frost. I did notice that chest that required a key. I don't know exactly what that's all about, and I'm not interested enough to sit here and figure it out.
You picked a bad time to get lost.
Thought I heard something.
There is nothing saying that you have to be a warrior for this. I just know that, like, I'm going to be doing a lot of fighting with other people, so I don't want to be using a flashy explosive spell the entire time, which is why I switched over to this build. Not about getting Umbra out and using Umbra again, as I really enjoy Umbra, but it's not that big of a deal to me because while I like Umbra, Umbra is not... it's more of I like the idea of Umbra, not I like this version of Umbra. I wonder if I use Ben Will on Durnavir, if he'll give me a ride. And if I could use him to get back to Solitude. He might have flown off. Or maybe his time ran out. He doesn't stick around for super long. He's not like the Shadow Assassin or the rest of the or anything else in the game. Or the other things I can summon. I mean, nope, there he is. Still enjoying his time back in there. I kind of wish he could land and you could ride him even without Ben Will. Oh. He's either A, despawning. Oh, yep, B despawned. He must have been pulled back to the Soul Cairn. He's a fun character to have. You might have been letting him deal with these guys. I like the fact that you get a companion as a dragon as a companion. Like I said, it's the best. I would say that that is the best gain of the entirety of the run. Is gaining a dragon as a companion or as a summon. The only thing in this, it's really the best thing about the Dawnguard quest. Auriel's bow is not that impressive. Pretty cool as a weapon, but not very useful. During my running around buying stuff, I made the decision to start buying elven arrows. We'll need them for Auriel's bow. We'll use Auriel's bow a little bit. I'll show it off, but I'm gonna say right now, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of bows in this game. Full stop. But that becomes even more of a statement with Auriel's bow. For being a weapon that you have to go through a lot to get it, it is an incredibly large pain for a weapon that was not worth it. But that's me alone. If you play the game and you like the Dawnguard or you like Auriel's bow, then that's up to you. One of the best things about Skyrim is there's so much about it that people can like or dislike. I did do some research. I tried to install a mod, which, by the way, my mod list is broken, kind of. The survival mod has been broken. I don't know if that's going to affect Sorik's run. Obviously, Sarah's not using it, so Sorik's run might not have survival in it no more. If it doesn't, I'll still try to play it survivalist. I just won't be able to I just won't have survival mode because I can't figure out what's wrong with it. It says the mod's not installed, yet the mod is installed, so I don't know what's going on there. Same with Alternate Start's New Beginnings. I don't know if the entirety of Alternate Start is broken or if it's just part of it. Both characters won't be affected by it because they're already active. I think it might be because I tried to install a mod. I've removed that mod and it's still broken. The mod I tried to install basically gave me back the restoration glitch, which allows you to make ridiculously powerful items, strong enchantments, enchanted armor, stuff like that, potions. It doesn't work. I tried it, it didn't work. I basically got things that would go over. It worked for a little bit. I got something up to like 45% potion crafting, and then when I checked my inventory again, it was back down to 20%, and everything was returned to 20%. So I don't know if it's the mod is conflicting with the patch or what's going on there, but it don't work.
You should see me when you
I'm
get
fine.
bored, stranger.
If those rebels think they can best us, they have another.
I'm fine with that. I'm not going to be overly upset by it. I'm also still buying ebony arrows and I'm still buying ebony arrows and
men chasing after a fairy tale.
If Ulfric gets his hand on that crown, it won't be a fairy tale. It'll be a problem.
one of these two, maybe both of them have blood that I should
I
drink.
thought the Moot chose the king. We're backing Elisif. When the Moot meets, they'll do the sensible thing.
Not everyone's agreed to the moot. You've been here long enough to know that Nords aren't always sensible. We follow our hearts.
We'll probably drink their blood at
So
some
what?
point.
Ulfric gets this crown and then suddenly he's High King?
No, it's
She'll
not
be
as simple
alone
as
at
that.
some point, so
But
we'll
the
probably
Dragon
drink that,
Crown
and
would
then he'll be
a
alone at some point.
symbol
We'll drink
for
from
this
him at
cause
some
to
point.
rally around. But if we found it first,
And we gave it to Elisif.
in the absence of the moot, it would further legitimize her claim.
Perhaps. I'm entrusting
I do
you
wish
with what
the
resources
helmet
I
was
can
the right
spare.
color
But
for
I'm
this armor.
warning you, if this turns out to be a waste of time and men,
It won't be a waste.
make sure you take the auxiliary here. You You can send her back when you get there and find nothing but old bones and cobwebs.
The Stone Fist's no fool. He's found the crown, but we'll get to it first. Welcome back, soldier. I'm glad you made it in one piece. I'll send men to garrison the fort right away. You did well. I'm impressed. But before we go any further, it's time for you to officially join the Legion. Speak with General Tullius. He'll administer the oath.
In joining the Legion, you'll be taking an oath binding you to the service of the Emperor, and thus to every citizen of the Empire. Are you prepared to make that commitment?
I'm ready to take the oath.
Well then, repeat after me. Upon my honor, I do swear undying loyalty to the Emperor Titus Mede II.
Upon my honor, I do swear undying loyalty to Emperor Titus Mede II.
And unwavering obedience to the officers of his great empire.
And an unwavering obedience to the officers of his great empire.
May those above judge me, and those below take me, if I fail in my duty.
May those above judge me, and those below take me, if I fail in my duty.
Long live the Emperor. Long live the Empire.
Long live the Emperor. Long live the Empire.
Welcome to the Imperial Legion, soldier. Just remember, we take care of our own. Once you're in the Legion, you're in it for life.
Isn't that the
Speak with
Navy?
Aaron. He's normally out by the forge. He'll get you outfitted. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Legate Ricka has a special assignment for you.
Failed. Join the Stormcloak Rebellion. I'm not upset by that. I don't want to join the Stormcloaks.
Welcome to the Legion. Ulfric's right-hand man, Galmar Stonefist, has located what he believes is... We're going to make sure he does... The rest of my men are already assembling outside Corvinjune. I'll meet you there as soon as I finish up here. Don't wait for me. Get to Corvinjune as soon as you're ready. I'll meet you there.
Stay sharp.
Now, I don't know if this will work, but we're doing it anyways. It's a terrible idea. No, I don't want to pickpocket him, and I don't want to extract his blood. I want to just straight up drink his blood. Alright, fine, we'll try to extract his blood. I should have dropped a save point. Whoa, wait a minute, my one-handed skills increased? Did that work? Ellis blood, Delphine's blood. Ankina's blood. Tullius's blood. One-handed skills increased. Oh, that's cool. Wait, was it not her? It's not this guy, is it? I like the fact that I'm doing this in front of everybody, and even the...
You have your orders. Rendezvous with the rest of the men outside Corvinjune.
I'm going. Who the other person is. Because it said I sense blood and powerful blood.
Heard about... Go
See if it says the same thing when I walk in. Nope. Maybe it was
Stormcloak
the general.
I've got a lot of respect for the Restoration School. Skyrim could
We're
use
going to see
a lot
the
more
blacksmith.
leaders.
He's going to give us regular Imperial armor. We're obviously not going to switch. But I want to collect the armor. I want the armor just because. We are probably going to take
Lady
the
God,
light armor,
seems
though.
there's no end. Yep. I just have one question. Light, medium, or heavy?
We're gonna go with light. I always go with light personally. Actually, let's go with heavy. Let's go with
They
heavy.
don't make finer steel anywhere else. If this doesn't keep you from dying, nothing will.
I'm glad I picked heavy.
Now that's
Imperial
it.
Knight
One
helmet.
free outfit per
I want to see
soldier.
what.
You lose that, or get it banged up. You'll need to pay like everyone else. Take a look.
You have the armor? I don't see the armor. Well, obviously I see that he has the Imperial Mage armor of Major Magicka. Which, I kind of wish I could have said Mage. But, whatever. I feel like that should be an option. Yeah, we got a new cape. And new Kiosk. And new Greaves. Ah, that's the helmet he gave me. We might make a new one. The one that I'm wearing right now is the Imperial helmet, not the Imperial Knight helmet.
Turn anytime you need arms or armor.
We also have a
Night
silver
forward,
mask on
never
underneath,
rest.
so that actually looks really cool. That's really cool, actually. I might stick with that. We might go enchant that later. We're currently weighed down due to heavy armor and being a vampire in daylight. Now, as far as where we're going to a barrow that is over here. This is that Corbion barrow, the one that we thought was the Volenrud barrow.
Arms and armor, forged by a master craftsman.
Head to what do you call it? What's it called? The one place that's where we live. Clockwork Castle. I actually remembered it a lot sooner than that. I was just continuing to play on the fact that I didn't know it.
Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
There's a card. Yeah. Disrespect me and you're basically disrespecting the Emperor. I wonder what we can enchant the helmet with. I think it's pretty much... Goodness. I like this armor, personally. I really like this armor. We're gonna go head back to the base real quick, and then we're gonna go get this helmet enchanted. You might have noticed Sarra is not here. I dismissed her, told her to go back to the castle. So she's currently with her father. Sarah's not worried about it. She feels as though as long as she has the Elder Scrolls, he's not going to know about the bow needing her to his daughter. And she's currently dealing with this because, well, this has become a problem. So she's choosing to deal with this. I also didn't do the gemstones. I probably could have, but whatever. Alright, now... We also have the Imperial Shield that we can enchant. Let's take a look at what we can do with that. Fortify block, fortify health. Guess that'll work. And now... Buy my helmet. You see, we don't have a lot of options, which is why we did the ones we did before. Magicka and Destruction again. Yeah. Might just stick with that. Now noticing we don't have the prayer on, so it's not as strong, but that's fine. Whatever. Not too worried about it. We'll head to the barrow next. Deal with the barrow, and then we have to deal with one more thing after that before we're basically released back to doing whatever we want to do. Technically, I could go do whatever I want to do, but I'm kind of taking this as we need to get this done. Sarah also knows that there's a problem going on. She knows that the information she's gathered tells her that Ulfric is getting ready to attack Whiterun. She's believes that the Imperial information is correct, and she thinks that this is going to happen. She doesn't want that to happen. She doesn't want Whiterun falling to the Imperials or to the Stormcloaks because she knows that Bolgruf is going to remain loyal to the Empire. She knows that if push comes to shove, he's going to remain loyal to the Empire. He doesn't want Ulfric to win and kick Bolgruf out. So she's joining to help save Bolgruf and his village. Town. Thing. And of course, dealing with this right now is a lot better than putting this off and not dealing with this. Now, why did I choose to have her go one-handed? Much like I said before, we're going to be fighting with other Imperials. We're going to be fighting on the field of battle. I don't want to be blasting area of effect spells. I would like to be able to do more planning than that. Obviously, I have the option of calling forth my Magicka still. It's not like I can't. It's just not going to be nearly as strong in this armor. I also wanted to look impressive. And this looks impressive. Although probably not nearly as much since I am on a glowing dead horse. I wouldn't be surprised if people find this kind of creepy. I wonder if it ever gets tired. Oh. I was about to say, do not tell me I just got killed by a Dawn Guard in a single strike. It was actually hilarious as I was attacked while doing my trading, and I dropped everything off while I was doing my trading, so I barely had anything on me. And so I ended up having to paralyze them like this, and then beating them with a dagger I had in my inventory. Oh, my weapon's uncharged. That's alright. Ain't super worried about it. And Ivak is probably somewhere over there, which, again, not too worried about it. Or Arvak, I guess his name is. What would be more impressive? Showing up on a necromantic undead horse, or showing up on a necromantic undead dragon? I don't know if we can ride Durnavir. I don't think we can. So, I'm not going to try. I hate Skyrim's horseback mechanics. The one reason why I don't use a horse very often in this game. I don't like the fact that my horses can die, and I don't like the fact that I don't like fighting on the back of a horse. Oh yeah, he does have a stamina bar. Or he has stamina, I should say. He technically doesn't have a stamina bar because there's no bar. Now, This might get me killed. I'm gonna drop a quick save real quick. Because this might get me killed by this dragon. Or, not dragon, giant. But I noticed that that doesn't look familiar. Old caravan chest. Interesting. Granite. Go away. Now, the reason I came over here was because of the fact that this was definitely Dwemer stuff, which got me interested. But I'm not seeing anything of interest. So I'm guessing it's a POI, point of interest, of something later in a different quest. So I know I still have that Dwemer Seat of Learning quest that I installed that I have no idea how to start. Mostly because I'm weird. Because I don't read. A bunch of stamina potions, get my stamina back up. They're probably sitting here wishing she had not decided to wear this clunky, heavy armor. Can speed this up a bit though. We're gonna get to the point though we're gonna have to cut this in half. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut this in half. If you've enjoyed it so far, hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. I love reading your comments, and I love when I get to interact with you guys. But I will see you guys all in the next one. Later.